Hang on, let's do some alterations here. Oh my god. Oh. I tell you something. There was one Jack Daniels a litre, £22 at Sainsbury's at the moment, right? £23 club card price at Tesco's. And there's a competition to win a Jack Daniels bar, a little thing round the neck of the bottle, and you can add a QR code or go into the Winner Jack Summit website with a unique code. I didn't win anything, but I got put in a grand draw to win a little bar designed by Jack Daniels, which I said if I win it, that our big table can go in kitchen, and we'll have the Jack Daniels bar there if we win it. This is Jim Beam. This I've got maybe another glass full. But
Here's kind of spooning.
Eh?
He's kind of spooning.
Yeah, looks like Thomas McCall's ex-boyfriend. On the Bournemouth note, I had, well, you could say a bit of luck in a way. Well, not much luck, but that couple that I told you about when me and you must have been taking pictures on the Friday night at the Hollybush of each other and filming each other playing pool, and you can't remember it, but I do remember. It must have been on a Saturday. It was just one of those Saturday nights when the Hollybush wasn't that busy, and there was, say, me, you, sat at the bar. There was Ray was holding the fort, and there was that couple to the right of us, but no, to your left, and it was her husband who was always, every time I saw him, he was always pissed up. A pair side of that, just nice and chilled. Well, I was in one group called L Street and Bournemouth Light Up. There were about 60 people in it, and I probably did more activity in 3 days than the whole group did for like 2 weeks. Just putting pictures in, like, you know. And one of them was a picture of the Bournemouth Cafe, and I put a little backstory, you know, in the caption. Well, that's when I discovered the next day the admin had barred me from commenting or posting for at least 12 hours, and the picture of the cafe was gone. And I thought, you mealy mouth little twats. But I put an appeal out to see if anyone remembered me at the Hollybush, and this woman called Karen Whitehouse remembered me, and then it clicked. It was her and her husband Norman who were regulars at the Hollybush, and followed Paul Hussein over to the Shooting Star. She said, "Oh, my husband's passed away now, Norman, and Paul Hussein and Vicky still live in the village, in like Bournemouth." And I felt like saying, well, it's a pity because, I mean, you know yourself, for some unknown reason, or some strange reason, Paul Hussein just knocked us off. you know, and we hadn't done nothing wrong. But I sent her a friend's request and she eventually accepted. So I've got one link back from thingy, and it was fascinating the other day when I did that little video about all that kerfuffle about Paul Hussein and the Woods Bar, and it's all clicked because obviously I knew him, we knew him at the Hollybush, and then when after that he was at the Shooting Star, then obviously I got going to Poland, so I never went down. And some point between me being there for last time, Paul Hussein must have left the Shooting Star and gone to the Woods Bar, which was near Prince Pizza, that exquisite pizza shop. When I used their toilet that time because I'm busting for a piss, and yeah, you remember that, don't you? Can you use your toilet, please? I'm busting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ugh.
Well, it looks like Paul Hussein left to go to the Woods Bar. Something happened in May 2012. Lux Leisure Limited surrendered the licence for some reason. They tried to pass it over to Paul Hussein, who must have been like the duty bar manager at the Woods Bar. It went to the sub-licensing committee at Hertsmere Borough Council. The police objected. This PC said, we've got a file here. We've got a file here going back to 2009. Every place that Paul Hussein has been at, there's been some kind of bother, blah, blah, blah. So there's 2 articles in June and a follow-up in July when they said that they were trading again because their licence meant they could trade. I don't know what happened after that, but then when I read the comments, I say on the whole, a lot of them were in support of Paul Hussein. So, I mean, I had no problems. Every time I've been there, there's been no bother. I never was there when he was at the Woods Bar, like, but because no soon after the Woods Bar, when I went down with Gusher in early 2013, he was the bar manager at the Premier Inn and Studio Way. So he must have left the Woods Bar to go there, like, but a lot of them supported Paul Hussein. You know, said, problem is, a lot of these places where he worked, there were trouble before and they were after, so it was no different in being there, but when he was there, he dealt with it, got it sorted. I felt safe in wherever Paul Hussein ran a place. I don't believe the bullshit, reports that the police submitted to the Hertsmere Borough Council sub-licensing committee, and I second it. I mean, we had no problems, did we, with Ray Steer and Paul Hussein at the Hollybush? Do you recall any problems?
Yeah, no, but he was only there for a very, very short period of time. I don't know what it's like, or he wasn't there.
Yeah, well, I still don't believe the police report because in all the time, I know we weren't regulars, I know we weren't there every week, but I don't believe the police report. I never felt threatened at any of his places. I never felt threatened at any time at the Shooting Star. Now the Oak. Like a lot of people said, they were no different than any other places. They're probably rough before Paul was there, and they're rough afterwards. But a lot of people said they felt safe. Anyway, that's. Oh, it is one of that pear cider. It's lovely. 4 cans, £2.20 at Tesco. I'll tell you something, chilled. When you've got a dry mouth, it goes down like lemonade.
What's that?
It's Tesco's own brand pear cider.
Oh.
No, it doesn't say it's. I'm not a big cider fan, but this is not as tart as apple. It's just because it's chilled. Just something like I've got fucking dry mouth. Oh, right. So, yes. Now I did ask you earlier on. Vis-a-vis the Sneeze Gate incident. Like I said, I was probably. I don't know if I discovered the Stivington Diner then. If I had done, I would have stopped there en route and I'd have had my dinner. So I don't know if I had discovered the Stivington Diner. I know it wasn't long before I did, and my God, it was a lifesaver. Belly full of truck drivers, standard grub, did the job, quite cheap, and you were stuffed, weren't you?
Mm.
I mean, how did you rate the food and value for money at the Stivington Truck Diners place?
Very cheap.
I second that. I mean, if we could, we would have had a curry at the Spice Garden every time. So all I can remember is that day. I must have obviously left the chicken factory at just before 2 o'clock because it's like getting out that estate. One way in, one way out. Obviously, I tried to get down to the motorway as quickly and safely and legally as possible. That was the frustrating part, was getting down that hill, past Tesco's, onto the M180, M1, M181, M180 East, and then up to the A15 Lincoln turn off. And then that getting onto the A1 was like the main thoroughfare. So let's say I did have grub at Stimton Diner. I just remember getting to Bournemouth. I'm like, oh yes, I'm here. I am here. I am. Oh my God! I'm like, super excited. I was here. I'm at Bournemouth. Yes. Oh my God! I was so super. I was so super excited, man. I mean, every time I saw that sign for Potter's Bar, and then I saw
What's that?
Potter's Bar.
Oh.
Twat. Yeah, Potter's Bar. And there was the sign saying Bournemouth. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man, honestly, man. It was. I mean, sometimes when I was driving down there, the fatigue of being up since probably at 4 o'clock that morning, or 4:30, whatever it was. That to go pick Gareth up if it was on. And then basically half an hour of my time was for free because they only paid me half an hour extra, even though I had to do all that shit before we started. I had to tidy up all the rooms before I could even do a stock take from the night shift or the after shift. So that was the main room where all the powders and the trays were kept. I tidied all that up. The room where the boxes were kept, boxes and the trays. Then I had to do a stock take of everything. You know, films, trays, powders, liquids, paste, um, sleeves, flash labels, boxes. The other trays are kept in a room. Oh, it was a bigger job than the thought, really. But yeah, I got paid half an hour. Then they started expecting me to do all that because you couldn't do a proper stock take with everything left like a shit off from the evening shift. They had to do all that, tidy it up first, then do a stock take, then try and do a recce for all the stuff before 6 o'clock. And I'm
By the
like,
time we
eh?
by the time you got the recce signed, gone down to main stores and put your order in at 7 o'clock.
Well, that
And then
about
while they was doing your order, you thought, I'll have a crafty shit.
now
Well,
my crafty shit was out about 8 o'clock, as you know. So I mean, the fatigue kind of kicked in, you see, sometimes. So that's why Stibbington Diner was a godsend. I mean, you agree with that, wouldn't you? So that day I got there, checked in, got my keys, went upstairs, got out of my chicken factory clobber. Um, super excited because it was like probably to Hollybush, Judy B probably doing karaoke. If not, it didn't matter. Come out the back door, past Bournemouth Tyres on White House Avenue, and I just remember stopping outside at the T junction of White House Avenue and Shenley Road. To the left of a shop called Carrington's, and I just remember ringing you up, and then Jeff, I'm I'm in fucking Shenley, fucking fuck off, fucking shit.
no, that was Saturday afternoon. You rang me up.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because it's Saturday afternoon. He said, because you spotted something.
I'm sure I rang you though on the
Yeah, he
Friday
did.
because I
Oh,
remember distinctly. I was at the T junction of White House Avenue and Shenley Road. Because Saturday afternoon I would have been in London.
mm.
So I'm
Might have
sure
been, might have been Friday afternoon, and
it would have been Friday afternoon because Saturday I was always in London. Because that was my main day for London. Well, our main day for London. Um, so yeah, I was actually good somewhere then. Oh, fuck's sake, I hate that. I had some man where I was gonna go. Yeah, so I hate that because I had something in mind then. Yeah, so I'm sure it would have been a Friday. But so let's see if they can remind me. Let's see. Spice Garden. Oh, that's it. It reminds me now, actually. Um, Now, regarding your photographs, when I finally got your photographs, of which there probably was about maybe 600 photographs in total, because a lot of them were, as you know, were duplicates. As I said to our lass about Winchester Abbey, And I said, I don't know how the hell I missed Winchester Abbey. To this day, I don't know how the hell I missed it. Uh, she said, "Oh, you're probably talking something." I said, "No, what enough bloody time because we had a big agenda. You know, um, when we got to London, it was basically we had a plan of action. Sometimes a bit loose, but basically we pounded those streets, snap, 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 sup, 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 piss, 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 tube, 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 and we always tried to get back to the Holly Bush at least 9 o'clock, 8, 9 o'clock, no later than 10. You know, because sometimes you wanted those lights, didn't you, on the banks of the Westminster Embankment. Um, Now, in those photographs, uh, there's about 4 or 5 pictures of me taken, I'm assuming by you, in the Elstree Inn. Now, I look like I'm getting changed. I'm assuming it would have been the same time I went to Spice Garden because I didn't look like a bag of shit. Um, I had a shirt on. I'm sat on a chair. I look like a strange hybrid between someone trying to be smart and a tramp. And it's like I look like I'm being interrogated by the Israeli Secret Service. Yeah, I'm like, there's me in a chair. Tell us what you know. I know nothing. Who is your master? I look terrible. I'll have to isolate the picture just to show what I mean, but I never knew these pictures existed. I don't even remember you taking them. It's definitely me in the Elstree Inn. I've got like a jacket on, some kind of shirt, so like we're about to go out to Spice Garden or something. But I look like I'm being interrogated by uh, the Palestinian Liberation Front or something. Um, and then of course, when I was looking for inspiration for, so I made a lot of notes here for next Friday's just made it. Oh no, next Friday. No, can't be next Friday, can we? Well, next week will either have to be a Saturday or Sunday. Probably Sunday. Leaving you Saturday free. Because can't do a Friday because you'll be on overtime shifts Saturday. And if you want Saturday free, we'll have to do it Sunday. So I'll get on to the thingy. Yeah, so what's it? Gala Bingo. Oh, fucking Gala Bingo, Jeff. I mean, the tension. Do you remember that when we went there? There was that coloured bloke one at the reception desk, and it was so crap. It was so inept that the woman had to come and take over. So much so that we missed the first game. You remember that?
Okay, no.
Yeah, I can because we went to Gala Bingo. I'd ordered my card, but we had to register you, and the bloke was like on his computer. Uh, you in there? And then what's up? What's up? Ummagumba. By the time this woman had to cover, by the time we did it, we both bought our full books. The first game was already in progress, but we had some nice snap there, if you remember, and you won a game. I think you won about 30 quid or something, and then I won
And
a game.
you
Yeah, but it would have been more if the other person had the fucking one at the same time. It was split down middle, wasn't it?
Mm.
But it was shared. Don't forget, in the end, it all went back into um, getting us some nice meals and some nice food. So I could say I enjoyed it. I mean, Gush don't get it. She don't realise the tension, uh, the tension in that room when you got two numbers left, when you got one number left, and you just, and then when somebody gets it, and there's a collective, oh, I said it's tense. It's so tense in that room. It's unbearable at times. I think, and there were nice food. I think I had one of their curries. Nice food. They served ale, and oh no, it was good crack. But before I go on to I consult my list here. I was going through the photographs, and I know I touched on this before, but you say it wasn't intentional, but there's at least 4 or 5 photographs in your archives taken, I believe, at the Plume of Feathers in Greenwich. Now, there's one picture you took of me. I mean, I'm dressed like a football tramp. I've got my Donny Rovers football shirt on. Imagine this is a pint glass. You got a picture of me going like this, like looking philosophical. Mm. But I've got my green puffer jacket on, me Donny Rovers football shirt on, khaki pants, cargo pants type thing, and you take a picture of the coffee table, which I was sat facing the end of, you sat facing the side of. On the table is a pint of London Pride, and then clearly in view is a pair of black trainers. I'm not sure about the colour. White socks, a bit of ankle, and my cargo pants. And I thought, okay, one picture, yeah, but there's like a zoom option on the camera. There's like 3 or 4 pictures where you got the table with pints of Guinness, pints of London Pride, a pair of black trainers, white socks, ankles, and my cargo pants. You're going, no, I was taking pictures of my pints, yeah, but I look like I'm a walking fashion disaster. I look terrible. Just like that video taken outside the Gladstone, which I showed Gusher. You must have been filming it. You probably remember you doing it like, but there's me with my green puffer jacket on, my camera bag off my shoulder, under my left arm, my London A to Z, and me doing like an intro about here we are at the Gladstone or Glad pub where Stock Economic Woman used to have a drink, blah 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 blah. Now we're going to have a pint. And then it cuts to you, as you put it last week, you felt like a pig in shite. So, as regarding the bunker, how did you how did you come across um, the information about the bunker?
I don't know, Rick.
Well, do you have a book?
There's a book on the some single sleeves recorded at PWL Studio 4 to 7 Vineyard, Century Street.
Yeah,
Borough.
yeah, because in that video it said it's vineyard. See, it's two separate words. It's vineyard.
Vineyard.
Yeah, so did you know that it was quite close to the Borough Tube Station?
Yeah, just behind it.
Because like I said, I just remember. I mean, both of us missed that little passageway, which would have saved us about a minute. But you were like a bloodhound. I so remember it. I never even heard of the borough. Never heard of it. Never heard of the Gladstone, or the Glad as it's known. Excellent pies there, man. Oh my god, the pie and mash. Oh, it was to die for. It was known as the Pie Minster. I've got you see pictures where I took of the menu. The pies were. Oh man. So I thank you for that, because I used to have my dinner there many a time at the Gladstone in Lant Street. So I know you said you felt like a pig in shite. So I say again, I just remember leaning against this. Obviously, I filmed you at some point, but I just remember leaning against the wall of that little passageway, which would have been a little shortcut for us. And I just remember looking at you, thinking, I just I could not understand why this harmless looking red brick building, which had no apparent charm, was like, you were like a moth to a flame. That's what it looked like, man. You were like a cat to a piece of juicy chicken breast.
And Thomas.
Yeah, that's it to Gusher says, if Jeff was a Buddhist and he'll come back as Thomas. So you said that you felt like a pig in shite. When you're walking around that innocuous looking building, were you like trying to imagine Sonia, Kylie Minogue, Rick Astley, Jason Donovan, and all the others coming in, doing their little bit, going to the Glad for a pint? Were you imagining like when this was a busy studio?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get it. I mean, I got it in the end, but it's just like at the time I'm like, I just don't get it. But I did in the end. Yeah, it's back. Before I go back to London, um, yeah, I found I'm still kind of like heartbroken about the Holly Bush. You know, to this day, you know, I found it on Pub in the evening or Pub Utopia or something like that, and obviously I was gutted when Paul Hussein left. Although he did a good job at the Shooting Star, but to me, the Holly Bush had that special attraction. There's just something special about the Holly Bush, which well, now it's fucking Little Raccoon's day nursery. It's such a shock. It's like some of those pictures that you took of me, um, walking back from the holly bush on that little footpath. Um, I love them. I mean, all pubs we've been to. What did you feel about the holly bush? Did you think like it was like a home from home, a sanctuary, a safe harbour, a place where we could just chill out and relax?
There's like a pub base,
At what?
like a base,
Yeah,
nighttime.
yeah, it was like a good base where whether it was busy or not. Sometimes it was just me, you, and Ray. Sometimes one or two people in, and it was such a good laugh, such good times. I'm gutted about that. I'm gutted about that. It didn't do much after, but it's like I wish that night where we got the wrong bus from Edgware, that we'd spent maybe a little more time at the Wellington. Uh, just because that was a nice little pub. Right.
That's new.
Eh?
That's for new base now.
Yeah. Well, I would say if we ever looking up and Gusher in a better position, and you may have to put a good word into the Gusher's ear because she has, I think, maybe trust issues. I'm not sure, but I think I'd be split between the Oak, which is now under new management, which used to be the Shooting Star, and the Wellington. Um, See which one works out the best, because the Oak or the Shooting Star, uh, it's like Bournemouth's equivalent of the Malt Shovel. It's an estate pub. Um, but they really have I had good times there. When Paul Hussein had it, really good times. One funny instant I remember. Well, the last time I was there, unfortunately, Judy Lowry um, couldn't be there for the karaoke because her mother had passed away. So they got this bloke in, but they couldn't proceed with the karaoke for at least 40 minutes because they had to have an SII badged doorman. They could not proceed without the doorman. So it was a bit of a damp squib that night, karaoke wise. But there was this really eccentric bloke there. I think it was called Stevie or Stevie. Whenever he went on, he would put on a pair of Ray Bans, one black leather glove with a Velcro strap, and he would like do songs in his own style. It was real eccentric, but he didn't give a shit. But he did tell me about this place in High Barnet called the Moon Underwater something, or the Misty Moon. And so I went there, and I was the only one doing karaoke. No one else was bothered. And yeah,
Joke.
it says it was a nice enough pub, but obviously I was conscious about um, getting the bus back. Um, Getting the bus back to Bournemouth. So I didn't really enjoy it, you know what I mean? Like when you're clock watching. But it was nice. Right, quick one. Play I've got Prince. We'll do Bournemouth next Sunday. Prince Pizza. You know, like the pursuit when you remember we used to do karaoke here. We'd always try to get to that pizza place in the market area. We'd always get two 12-inch pizzas each, and they were usually devoured before we got. Well, it didn't take us long, did it? Really, they were, not bad.
No, we went to that Meteor barbecue Meteor pizza from Pizza Hut. That's 14-incher. Jesus.
No, you're wrong. It was Domino's pizza.
Domino's. 14-incher.
Right, so we'll forget about London. We'll stick to so. Well, as you know, usually if we could, we went to Prince Pizza. Delightful little place where I had to use their toilet because my back teeth were doing the backstroke, and they kindly let me use their toilet. That was the same place where we witnessed that boyfriend and girlfriend having an almighty row in the middle of Shenley Road. I'm guessing they must have been in the Crown or the Wellington. And for what I can surmise, what I can remember, some bloke must have been looking in their general direction. Maybe not at them, but the boyfriend was tanked up. And he was hell bent on finding this bloke to give him a good kicking. And we watched this from the shop. We're like going, oh my god. She went in the direction of where Elstree and he went back up to the direction of I'm assuming either the Crown or the Wellington. But there were a few times, when Prince Pizza was closed. So when that was closed, we'd hope and pray that that Dixie Chicks place would be open. Where you get your chicken burger and chicken wings and your large fries and your bottle of Coke. But Domino's Pizza, because I took that picture of you in Domino's Pizza where you're wearing that cream fleece, and I think you were wearing I don't believe it. I can't believe it's not butter t-shirt with that dog looking its arsehole. So that would have been the same day that I took that picture of you at the Thames, at the Anchor pub, Thameside, where you must be on the phone to Rosie, and you're clearly wearing that t-shirt of dog licking its own arsehole, saying, I can't believe it's not butter. And that, so yeah, 14-inch.
Yep.
And we
We
both
get
ate it all.
no. We left a slice each.
Fuck me.
So now we just get 14 down middle.
Oh, did we get one each?
No, I think we got a 14 incher to
And some
have
fries.
between share it.
Yeah, so we must have been still kind of not hungry enough to get a full in each. See, that's great to see. But like Bollywood, I found so many times was so much like fun. After a certain time, all the food. I mean, don't these places realise that there are people in the streets who want, a late night snack? I mean, when we got Prince Pizza open, I mean, we're like, oh, hallelujah. You know what I mean? There weren't bad pizzas that at Prince Pizza. Um, Failing that, we had Domino's was still open, and then most of the time we were that chicken Dixie Chicks place, or what you call it. But it was always nice. I mean, it was good to that our session at the Holly Bush was over. That walk there was just absolutely delightful. That walk back was all right, but it's like, oh, fuck's sake, you know what I mean? Especially when it was a Saturday. Our London extravaganza was over. Sunday was. Eh?
I think at one point we left Bush, nothing was open.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, you look if that chicken place was open. It was always nice. I always felt nice to get.
No traditional fish and chips up though.
You know, something. You're absolutely right. There probably was one somewhere. There will have to be somewhere in one of the housing estate type chip shops. But yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You know, you come down off of the A1 Studio Way. On your right, you got the
And while the Barnwood people used to have the supper celebrities.
yeah.
It's not pizza like back then. It's had fish and chip shops.
Yeah. And where the Tesco's garage is now, where is that? Where hidden by that bank and shrubbery, that was where Olive on the Buses film came out of what was supposed to be the maternity hospital. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the film where she's pregnant as a baby, that's the opening to that would have been literally at the side of the Heart and Spool. But
And we
now,
found the Butler house where all the lads are outside ready to come in if you get rid of her in 10 seconds.
yeah.
Me and the lads are going to do you in. She ain't out. 10, 9, Jack. 8, 7, Jack. Oh, I got some.
But it's such good times. And when I went down there on 2 days because I was going to Wales for a couple of days, and then up to the Blistow because these were like Roy suggestions, and I was so depressed in Wales because it wasn't a proper guest house. It was just some. My husband who was a full-time professor, she was a part-time professor at Cardiff University. They just simply slapped a shower in the bedroom and bunged the TV in. There were no like your door was locked. You basically, it was just a normal room where you're walking an ensuite shower. And my room overlooked their pussing chicken coop. And you had to be out by 8 o'clock. You couldn't come back while 6. And it was literally within walking distance of Wales' version of Beamish, which was free, but a bit boring actually. Now I was depressed in Wales, and I wanted to go back to Boreham Wood. And this is before I ventured into London on the train. I just walked around Boreham Wood and I missed it. I missed, I missed the Holly Bush. Even though Ray and Paul weren't really established at that point. I fucking hated Wales, and Blister was alright, but I wanted back in fucking Boreham Wood. And that's how it all started, man. But it's like these little places where we used to go for food. I mean, I went to, the Spice Garden that time because we wanted a hot vindaloo, and you thought it was more of a mild Madras. But to be fair to you, it was pretty mild at the Spice Garden. Now this is going to be a long shot because memories fade. I took a picture of some picture of you one outside the Spice Garden, where your back is to the L Street Inn. You got this blue and white striped shirt. Have you still got that shirt?
Blue and white Henry, yeah.
No, it's not a t-shirt, a shirt. Like a smart shirt. With collars. Well, there's about 4 pictures I took of you inside the Spice Garden. If you remember, we were there about 7 o'clock. We were the first customers. And we were hell-bent on having a spicy hot curry. So I went for the vindaloo. But it wasn't really like a vindaloo. And I don't know what I said to you, or if I'd sneezed or got the hiccups, but there's a couple of pictures where you're absolutely almost pissing yourself with laughter in the Spice Garden. I mean, proper, I'm guessing, I had hiccups.
No, it's Chris. Nice.
Right, let's sort me out with 10 more minutes and then we'll... Not funny.
Oh, by hell, whiskey is.
Oh, more than that you
It's
think.
the bar of the dick. Huh?
Jeez, look at that. That's a triple.
Or 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, I'll say it'll be 10 minutes, yeah. Easy. It's to die for. Beautiful. But that curry I mean, I personally thought it were nice, but it was just something. It wasn't like, because I told you, I remember you having the Dynamite Hot Stag Chili, and I remember me suffering. I could barely feel my mouth. I couldn't taste anything. I just felt like my mouth was being eaten alive. But you were chopping it down like a starving Ethiopian eating bloody biscuits and milk. Um, and I'm like, oh, this,
That's
you know,
probably that'll probably save me from saffron's Brick Lane.
yeah, I'm getting, well, so that must have been the big London bash because we had 2 days in London, didn't we?
Yeah, the Anderson special.
Yeah. Well, um, so but it was nice food at the Spice Garden. It was very nice. Uh, but then obviously we come across Brick Lane. Um, everyone's got a special offer. You know, on 10 minutes and it's gone. Management special. I went into Saffron. A shared platter of rice, which I thought was a bit shite. Because we didn't want to get arsehole too quick because we wanted to get back to the Holly Bush. I think we had, was it a bottle of Tiger or something?
Yeah, that's small, 350 mils.
Hmm. And I think eating it, you probably suffered more than I did. Cause
Yeah, that's bad.
I remember looking up at you and you were like, you were like drip, drip, drip. And yeah, it was spicy. And of course, well, you know,
You didn't think much to it, did you, at the time?
no, it was like we were complete opposites in eating it and the reaction after. Because I remember getting back to the Elstree Inn. We had a fantastic time. Um,
You went to bed and thought, right, looking forward to a bottom of breakfast. Good night.
yeah,
when I woke up half asleep in the middle of the night, bathroom light was on. They go, oh, 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 oh. I wonder what the hell's going on. We're about to sleep again.
well, I can tell you, I can tell you exactly what happened. I woke up with a similar feeling like that time I was on your settee after having Dynamite Hot Stag Chili. Um, you must have been on overtime that Saturday, so I think you said put Keith up letterbox. I just remember um, the feeling that my stomach was being dissolved by acid with rats trying to get their way out. So, Thomas, oi, here, Thomas, come here, boy. Come here. Come here, little shitbag. Come here. Fine. Oi, keep open now. Keep open now, my little boy. My little boy.
Ah,
He's a lovely boy. He's a lovely boy. He's a lovely boy. He's a lovely boy. Oh, shoulder. Yeah, so whatever else seeing, we might watch a bit of TV, which I like to every night. And I'm like, oh, I couldn't settle. I went to shit house. Little plop, plop. Went back. Oh, no, it was worse. It was like pain amplified. I'll go back again. This time, plop, 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 plop. Come back. No. Oh. Anyway, but it must have been the 5th time I went. I had like what is closest to a normal shit. Bearing in mind what's coming out, my arsehole felt like it was like a nuclear rod production line at Sellafield, and I couldn't feel my arse. It was like red hot. It was glowing in the dark. And thank goodness the pain subsided, and I may have got to sleep. I don't remember. You had a delayed reaction. Tommy. Hey, Thomas. I think it was at that pub in Burnham. But oh Jesus, that were bad. Right. I'm guessing you want Saturday free, yes? Well, whilst we can do that, but obviously there will be times when it won't be an option. When my shifts get back to normal. I mean, if you do feel like a yuss, I mean a yuss, not a yuss, my dear, a yuss, like a snippet. Then obviously send me the usual signal for say, okay, half-hour slot at this point. If not, then we'll leave it till next Sunday.
Obviously, by next Sunday, it'll only be getting much closer.
Yeah. Well, we've still got to wait for official confirmation yet, but
it's looking good at the minute.
Well, they said that before, and something's happened, but we'll wait for the official confirmation before we get the bunting out.
Yeah.
But it is now time for Chris Barron's Friday Night Horse Round, so I shall bid you farewell, Mr. Horn.
It's a live program right now.
Well, I say, if you do fancy a yuss tomorrow, maybe 1:30 till 2, let me know. If not, it'll be next Sunday. So, arrivederci, mon brave. It will go black.
Yeah.
At some point.
Chris Barron's live right now on his Instagram.
Yes.